Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
What is going on, faithful? I'm coming to you at the half. It's halftime. We're trying to do a little bit more of shows like this, and let's just be honest. It's a 7-7 game. It's an ugly game. I would argue this is the exact way the Commanders were hoping this game would go. It's exactly the way the Commanders wanted it to go. Ugly and just trash, close game. Not what the 49ers wanted. And the whole game was kind of going. The start was exactly what the 49ers wanted. They just came up empty-handed on that fourth down. That was rough. You know, my whole thing was points are a premium with this defense. Get whatever you can. Field goals are not a bad thing. And I know a lot of people were questioning Kyle, saying, you know, you got to be more aggressive, got to be more aggressive, got to be more aggressive. And I'm sitting there saying, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not against teams like this, right? It'd be different if it was the Chiefs. It'd be different if it was the Bills or some, you know, high-flying offense. This is not a high-flying offense. You get the damn points. You get the field goal. And, you know, that's fine. You want to go for it on 4th and 1 out of that's cool. But you're going to do a fullback speed option to the short side of the field. I hated that. I hated the call. I really did. Hated the execution of it. Didn't like any of it. But whatever. So that happens. And then the defense does exactly what the defense is supposed to do. They go 3 and out. Then they give up that long 10-minute drive and stop them on the 1-yard line. And let's just be honest. We got to talk about it. Javon freaking Kinlaw. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You don't stop them on the goal line without Javon Kinlaw. Big number 99. Blew the whole play up. Allowed Fred Warner to come free, make the tackle, turnover on downs, save points. If Javon Kinlaw's not playing in this game, the 49ers are down 14-7. Best case scenario. That's the difference 99 has made this game in this half. And they're being really smart with them because there was one point where it was 3rd and 1. They run Javon Kinlaw out there. They do a 5-man front. They're in a 50 formation, 5 defensive linemen. They jump off sides. Then they run Kinlaw right off after that. So they're being very selective with his snap count, which I like. Curious to see what that looks like because when Akeem Spence, 55, has been in there, he's getting destroyed. He's getting obliterated. 50, who they just called up from the practice squad, he's struggling as well. I'm not sure how many more snaps he's going to be, but you've got to be stout in the middle. Washington has committed to running the ball regardless of the result. In the first quarter, Washington had 10 rush attempts for 15 yards, but they're still plugging away at it. If you look at their numbers now, they've got 24 rush attempts in the first half, Washington does. Now, they're only averaging 2.2 yards per carry, but that's what it is. I mean, you just got to come off that. Now, I'll say this about Washington, and, you know, these are some of my questions. Defensively, I do not understand why you are blitzing Brock Purdy so much. You know, if you watch our scouting report, if you watch our prediction show, his best stats are whenever he's blitzed. Because what the 49ers do, we blitz zone, okay? So we bring 5 or more pressure, but we still play zone on the back, and we don't lock up and do man coverage. He's tearing that apart. And so whenever you do a blitz zone, the pockets are bigger. And that's why all those comeback routes, which is what they specialize in, find that little spot in the zone and just sit there. And so if the pressure's not getting there, then you're going to pick it apart. You can't blitz him. That's I think I said Brock Purdy. I meant to say Taylor Heineke. But you don't blitz Heineke. You just don't. You look at what he did last year and this year, his best games are when he's getting blitzed. And D'Amico, I don't know. They saw something. It hasn't showed up yet. The sack that you got was the first time that I saw the whole entire game where Bosa wasn't double or triple teamed. There was one play where he got chipped and hit by 3 separate offensive linemen. Literally 4 offensive players attributed to Bosa on one play. Nobody else is winning one-on-ones. Nobody is. And so somebody else has got to step up. The fact that Bosa got his 16th and a half sack this game, which is a new career high for Bosa, league leading NFL high for Bosa, which is incredible. He's playing really, really well. It's the back end are the issues. And, you know, if we're going to go negative, I'm just going to be really honest. I thought Diamador Lenore has been incredible all year. He has stepped up. He has fought. He has earned his role. He's getting exposed today. It's bad. You know, 2 gifts. He got torched by Johan Dotson, who dropped the ball in the first drive because he lost in the sun. Then he got torched down the sideline, which got negated because of a penalty call. Then he gave up that touchdown. He jumped the early route. Now, there was a little bit of a miscommunication, which we've seen before, with Talanoa Hufanga in the outside corner. So it looked like they were in a quarters drop, which would have been Demo's. And when you saw him jump early, then turn and start sprinting before the pass was in the corner of the end zone, it's not good play. He's playing great in the run game. He's getting torched in the passing game. So that's one of the things that's got to get fixed. Charvarius Ward on the other side, 2 holding calls already. Now he's doing well in the run game. That's great, but you've got to make those things happen. Now, if we flip to the other side, the way the ball bounces determines how things go sometimes. That's just the way it is. Literally run a slant route, puts the ball, Brock Purdy does, on Juwan Jennings' hip. What does he do? He bats it up in the air, interception. 1 play turnover drive. That is catastrophic to a defense. And what was the result? We just saw it. A touchdown drive. Your defense holds, gets off the field. You go sit down. As soon as you sit down, you start hearing turnover, defense alert. You sit down. You don't even get a water. You don't make any adjustments. All right, you got to go back out there. You're talking who's in at D-line, who's in. Like, it's terrible. It's like emotionally draining, a 1-play turnover drive by the offense. Then, same thing happens to them. Terry McLaurin, ball on the hip, batted around. And Dre Greenlaw bats it up right back to Terry McLaurin on 3rd down. They got a 1st down. The way the ball bounces determines things. And I think that's kind of where this game is. It's 7-7. The 49ers are playing better than the Commanders, but it's ugly. Got to talk about Ray Ray. That was incredible. That was a 99-yard drive. And Ray just freaking took it to the cleaners, baby. Now we're cooking with some grease. Which, let me just be honest, and I'll talk about this in the post-game show too. Casey Leba, who, he's the producer for the top 5 49ers to watch. He had Ray number 3, and I kind of adjusted it a little bit. I put him in the honorable mention category. I was wrong. Casey was right. I apologize, Casey. You nailed it. I missed it. But that was incredible. And you saw the playmaking speed that he has. And, I really thought McGlinchey's playing incredible. When they were backed up inside, I think the 3-yard line, and you had that huge 1st down run by CMC, that was because of a McGlinchey block. The 99-yard Ray touchdown, McGlinchey, Kittle, Willie Snead, those were the 3 key blocks. So shout out to McGlinchey. He's playing really, really well. Eric says it reminds him that Ray touchdown reminded him of when Debo scored a touchdown versus Carolina. On a handoff. It's the exact same play. You don't have to change things up. I said this when they signed Ray. You now have a backup to Debo kind of schemed plays. He's different, but it's the same kind of plays. He can still do those end arounds, those jet sweeps, all that, and we just saw that, which was awesome. Now, a couple things that I want to look at just at the stat sheet. Brock Purdy goes 4 of 9, 55 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. That interception is not on him at all. That's on Juwan Jennings. It was on the hip. Got to catch that. Juwan Jennings has drop issues. Niners don't mind wide receivers with drop issues. Him and Debo, league leaders almost every year. 1 sack. The sack was weird, and it looked like from the broadcast view that it was on Burford, not on Burford. What happened was Burford thought it was a right call, and you had Banks and Brindle thought it was a left call. And so the left side of the line fan to the left, right side fan to the right, the center called it wrong. And so you had Aaron Banks and Jake Brindle, which Brindle makes that call, blocking nobody. There was nobody there. And so then you had Burford, whose job is to help McGlinchey on that, which is the right call. And he's trying to help McGlinchey also take the stunt on the inside. Meanwhile, Brindle and Banks touched nobody. So adjustments that you got to make. I think offensively, you don't need to do anything really different. Things are working. I think Purdy looks good. You stay with it. You don't have to change anything on offense. You really, really don't. Tell Juwan Jennings catch the damn ball. That's it. Run in looks good. TDP got in there, which was awesome. I love that he got that work. It sucks that Jordan Mason got hurt on that first play on the kickoff, but we'll have to see. But TDP looked good. Back-to-back carries for 9 yards. I'm cool with that. Defensively, here's the adjustment. Stop blitzing. Stop blitzing. Play some man. Everything that Heineke does is against zone. And we said that. We talked about how his success is there. Now, I'm not saying you're a zone team defensively. That's cool. But force him to beat you. You're going to get pressure with 4. And if they're going to double and triple team Bosa, that's fine. Do some stunts on the back end, whatever else. And you can do zone drops. So if you want to bring Warner or Greenlaw or a corner blitz like Hufanga, drop a defensive tackle in that hook to curl zone. It's enough to get the quarterback's eyes to say, nope, go to the second read, just gives it more time. So that's it. A little bit more, man. Stop blitzing. But if you are going to, fire zone it where you're still only bringing 4, but you can get creative with that. That's what I would recommend. Back your corners up, man. Let them play looking at the ball. He doesn't have a rocket arm. So that would probably be my main adjustment. But I'm telling this team, look, calm down. We're fine. The 49ers haven't been in a lot of close games. They really haven't. Only 2 games this year have been decided by a touchdown or less. Go out and play your game. That's all you got to do. You're fine. Literally, take a deep breath, everybody. We're doing everything we want. We're doing it. He's not going to continue all of these 3rd and longs if we just stick with our game plan. That's all it is. And you can look like you're going to blitz and bail out, which the Niners do a lot. So that's going to stop us. That's all we're going to do. Real quick reminder, over on Twitter, we are giving away a Brandon Ayuk autographed jersey after the game. Head over to my Twitter account at JL_Chapman. Retweet that to get entered into that. Also, giving away some of these bad boys, compliments of an anonymous Patreon member. 3 hats we're going to be giving away because, again, we hit 400 Patreons today. And if you haven't joined us yet, patreon.com/49ers Rush Podcast. We break down every offensive, defensive, special teams play of the year. But man, let's get back to the second half. It's good to go. I feel confident the Niners, they get the ball to start. Just be yourself. That's it. That's all you got to do. Thank you, Clayton. Man behind the scene, running the scenes, keeping it going. Let's go get that W. And until I see you after the game, stay strong, faithful.